Why? Why should you not breathe in and out through your mouth or your nose exclusively? What do you have in here? You have nasal and sinus filters that screen a lot of pollutants as you breathe in through your nostrils. And then the air goes into your lungs and is exchanged, and then the toxins are put back into your bloodstream as you breathe out. So what happens then if you breathe out through the same nostrils? Clogging the other side of the filter. Now, this front filter, you can blow your nose out. You can't blow out the inside. Okay? That's when people get sinus infections. That's when people get sick. And they start deteriorating their nasal passages, and eventually they can need surgery, which is very, very dangerous in this area because the membranes between the sinuses and the brain cavity are very, very thin. And I can't tell you how many times surgeons have perforated that and killed patients. Only they don't tell them that's what they died from. So when we breathe, always in through the nostrils, out through the mouth. By the way, the studies have shown that people who breathe exclusively through the mouth happen to have a lower intelligence than nose breathers because they're ingesting the contaminants directly, and it affects the brain's capacity to operate. So if you can, try to remember in through the nostrils, out through the mouth, always as a breath technique. And the cleansing breath I like to talk about is breathing in slowly through the nostrils while simultaneously visualizing a clear energy entering through the crown chakra, flushing through the body, picking up contaminants and toxins, and then slowly blowing out through the mouth and actually visualizing those flecks of toxins and contaminants exiting the body. And you do this until the energy that exits the body is as clear as the energy that entered the body. It's a flush, is what you're doing. Now, some people might see the clear energy exit after a few breaths, and some might take hours, depending on how contaminated you are. But it's not only clearing toxins, it's clearing negativity of energy from your thought patterns and your emotions as well. So when we do some exercises and visualizations today, we will actually be doing a couple of cleansing breaths before each one so we can expel the toxins. We'll do 3 or 4 in the beginning of the first exercise and subsequently just 1 or 2 because we're just maintaining. And you'll also see that after you eat food or do any kind of activity, there's more toxins in the body, so you'd need a few more cleansing breaths to clear that out. That's one method of breathing. Another method that I always like to share with people so that they can get through their day. Very often you're driving home or you're doing a task and you just feel so tired you don't know if you're going to be able to get to your destination or finish your task. So what can you do to energize yourself enough to get to where you're going and finish what you're doing? If you take the first 3 fingers of your right hand and you put them together so there's this little triangle formed in the middle, and then you place this at the very back of the neck where the indentation is, and you hold it there as you slowly inhale through the nostril and slowly exhale through the mouth. Do this 3 times. In through the nostril, out through the mouth, and again in through the nostrils, and out through the mouth. This will give you enough energy boost. It shoots electrical energy from these 3 fingertips into the spinal column where the brain is located, so that it energizes and makes you awake and also stimulates your spinal column so you feel you can move a little better. And it's excellent to do while you're driving because you can keep one hand on the steering wheel and just do this, and then you'll be awake to get home to where you're going. Now, that's really only half a circuit. If you're at work and you really feel tired and you want to energize, you can do the same thing with the 3 fingers of your right hand behind your neck, but then take the 3 fingers of your left hand, again, same little triangle you're going to form, and you're going to put it right here at your solar plexus. And you're going to do those 3 breaths again. Only when you do it this way, you're creating a loop. Kind of looks like an infinity symbol. You're completing the circuit, and that gives you a more gigantic burst of energy. I don't advise you do that one when you're driving, because you need to hold on to the steering wheel, although I have seen people around here not doing that. That's for a quick burst of energy. Another one is kind of a prana yoga or yogic technique of breathing, and this is a very powerful energizer you might want to do in the morning, is you stand with your feet about 12 inches apart, hands are flat at your side, and what you're going to do is slowly inhale, and as you inhale, you're raising your hands palm up towards your head, but you're not going to allow the palms to meet. They're going to just stop right above your head, space apart. Then you turn the palms outward, and as you exhale, you start slowly putting your arms down. And you can repeat this a number of times. Generally, it can be 10 to 20 times if you need to, but anytime you get close to the 5, 6, 7 mark, you're going to really boost your energy. Don't do it quickly. You're not flapping your arms like a bird. It's very slow rising up over your head. Hands are turned out, and then a very slow descension of the hands. Palms never touch together and never touch your body. And your feet are apart like this. Another very good yogic breathing exercise, which is really fabulous, is, and this might be difficult to do, so I'll just show it to you, is to actually, on your knees, you're going to be sitting on your knees with your heels at the butt, and you're going to, as best you can, try to grab your elbows behind your back, and then sit from this position on your knees, you're going to start to inhale to a count of 7 as you move your head forward towards your knees for a count of 7. Then you're going to hold your breath for a count of 7, and then slowly rise up, exhaling to a count of 7, and then without any breath at all, you're going to stay breathless for a count of 7. Then you repeat the exercise. That's one cycle. So it's 7 down, hold 7, 7 out, hold 7. That's one cycle. Do that 7 times. You'll be levitating towards the ceiling. You'll probably be drenched in sweat at the end of it. That's how powerful and energizing it is, like jogging 10 miles. That's how powerful it is. And don't be concerned if you can't reach your elbows. Go as close as you possibly can. And I'm going to give you a final type of technique of breathing, and that is actually using just one nostril over the other. Whether you realize it or not, you're really only breathing out of one nostril at a time. So if you become aware of which nostril are you breathing through, you'll know which side of your brain is active. If I'm breathing through my left nostril, which side of my brain is active? Right, because there's a crossover in the center where the left side controls the right side controls the left side of the body. So you can stimulate the side of the brain that you want activated by simply closing off the opposite side and breathing through that. So if I want my right brain, let's say I'm a writer and I really need to stimulate my right brain to write a story and I'm just blocked. What am I going to do? I want this side of my brain to be open. I'm going to block what? The left. No. Because my right side is controlling this side. So I'm going to block the right nostril, breathe in through the left, so it stimulates my right brain. Crossover, remember? Crossover. What does that crossover represent? Really. Why does that happen? Remembering the rule, as above, so below. So if opposite sides of my brain are controlling opposite sides of my body, what does that tell us about existence? Physical reality then is what? Of non-physical. opposite, it's a mirror image. So everything in physical reality is a mirror of the non-physical mind pattern. And the brain connection to the body is evidence of that. Okay? Did you ever hear of reverse speech technology? Where there are now tape recorders that are able to record your speech as you're speaking and then play it back to you in reverse. And what do they hear when they play it back in reverse? Something like that. That is part, but that's part of the technology. That's what they were playing with. What they're actually, if you tape recorded me or yourself or anybody and then played it back reverse,